What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Thursday. It is June 13th, and we are back with a full breakdown. So there's 11 games on the entire day. There's only 10 games we can play, unless you're playing an all-day slate on Fanduel, which I do not suggest. But we're going to cover the 10 of the 11 games. If you're new to the channel, we go through every single game, every pitcher, every bat that we see. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. It's a little bit different than maybe what you're used to, but hopefully it helps you out. On top of that, if you are new, we have giveaways every single video. How to win, like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment on the video. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance to win a $30 monthly pass. If this video gets at least 150 likes, a $200 yearly pass, and 200 or more likes, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. Second way to do it, somewhere in this video, I will say a keyword, and I'll have you send or type that keyword in the comment section down below, and then you have a chance to win a separate weekly pass on top of it. You could win both every single day. No one has won both of them every day. So maybe today is the lucky day. Maybe you come back tomorrow, you win today and tomorrow. So two ways to win, and those passes include a weekly pass for every single sport. So current sports that we're doing, MLB, we've got MMA, we've got PGA, we've got NASCAR. So we look at that, and we're going to have some fun. And if you stick around, if you come back tomorrow in tomorrow's video, I'm going to drop a discount code. If you've been thinking about FTA+, I'm going to drop a discount code for you guys for a yearly pass instead of $200. It'll be a surprise, so it's going to be limited only. There's going to be, I think, a handful of codes that we're going to give out. So if you've been on the fence about it, hopefully it helps you out. So we're going to do that tomorrow, but we're going to break it down today. So what we're going to do is, in the description of this video is today's article right here. It is the link to the Discord. We had a Discord follower show us what he won yesterday, and it ended up being, I think it was Prize Picks, won 918 with a 3-pick home run parlay, won 140 with a 2-pick out of the 3 parlay, and then won another 240 out of a 3-pick, 2-pick parlay as well. So huge day for him. Congratulations, Josh. Hopefully you guys have success as well. If you guys win, using our advice, going through everything, go to the Discord and show us on the winning lineups page. If you want to black out your name, or you want me to black out your name, I can do that as well if you want me to, if you want to send the winning slip. So that being said, we are going to dig into everything. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to give you the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations. We're running simulations in the background as we speak. So just kind of looking at some ballpark factors. The wind is blowing out at Kauffman. The Yankees have been absolutely mashing in Kauffman. Wouldn't be surprised. I was supposed to be at the game last night. I'm supposed to be at the game today, but I'm not, and I'm very sad about it. But they're dominating. Fenway, the ball is flying out to left field. You've got the ball flying out in Baltimore. You've got the ball flying out at Target Field. You've got the ball flying out at Citi Field. Ball's flying out at Dodger Stadium. The wind is blowing out everywhere right now. So we could see a pretty damn good game. Home run picks galore today. Don't be surprised. The biggest, highest game right now, the Mets home run total 1.74 at Citi Field, followed by the Yankees at Kauffman Stadium, and the Dodgers and Texas Rangers at Dodger Stadium coming in at third right there. So we are going to jump into it. We are going to see who the 2 winners from yesterday's videos are. So check it out. We're going to roll. So we're going to roll the first one right now. And this is just because the video got at least 50 likes. We had 84 likes on the video. So someone is going to win a free week, even if they have the keyword. It's still only going to be for the first one for the free week. Larry Horn Jr., great content. I'm sold and will be purchasing the package shortly. I love baseball. It's pretty dang good pitcher. Hitting, not so much. Congratulations. Let's see if the full comment. I kept breaking bats until I remembered to hold the label up. Congratulations, Larry. You are the winner of the free week. Now, you did have the word migraine in there, but we're going to re-roll it and pick another winner. So you have a chance to win right here again. So let's check it out and see if you're the winner for the second one or it's a different person. Steve Willers, thank you for the thoughts, but you did not have the keyword. That is okay. We're going to re-roll it yet again. LG, thanks for the support. And this is sometimes how it's going to go. Okay, there you go. Shady Wady had the word migraine. So the word migraine was the keyword yesterday. So congratulations to both of you. If you see this, like the video, and then email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com with your username and on the website, and we'll get you set up for the free weeks. If you don't have a username, email me a username and email you would like to use on the website, and we will get you set up for both of those. I believe, Shady Wady, you do have an account on the site. I cannot recall at the moment. So, we do have 2 slates. We have a little bit of weather concern today. The early slate has 4 games. The main slate has 6 games. And we're going to cover both of them. The video is probably going to be a little bit shorter than what you're used to. If you're new to the channel, it's probably going to be longer than you're used to, which is completely okay. We are fine both ways that way. So, let's dig in. Let's have some fun with it. So the first game on the slate, we've got the Braves at the Orioles. You got Reynaldo Lopez versus Cole Irvin. The Orioles have been dominant in this series. Reynaldo Lopez, he career-wise 55 plate appearances, 360. He's been a surprise this year, I'll say. 185 ERA, 3.2 record, 62 strikeouts. Splits-wise, he's not faced Baltimore this year. Pitching on the road, he's got a 2.6 ERA. I think tournament-wise, Reynaldo's a great pick because he's been so good that I think his ownership will be low. The problem is the Baltimore Orioles bats are absolutely on fire right now. Then you got Cole Irvin coming in at 7,700, 287 ERA. Has not faced Atlanta this year. Generally, Atlanta hits lefties very well. And we see Cole Irvin, home games, 252 ERA. Coming off a good game against Tampa Bay, a not so good game against Tampa Bay, a good game against Boston. And then a couple of stinkers here. I could see the Braves taking this, not getting swept, and going that way. Will that happen? I don't know. But I'm going to have exposure. I honestly don't know if I'll have exposure to Cole Irvin. I know I have a little bit of exposure to Lopez, but I like the bats here. Marcell Ozuna against a lefty. Austin Riley, Travis d'Arnaud, Adam Duvall, if he's in there, would be a cheap option. I could see Sean Murphy as well. Just depends if it's going to be d'Arnaud or Sean Murphy. If it's d'Arnaud, I like him a little bit better, but if Murphy is in there, I don't mind him if you are looking for some sort of Brave stack. Baltimore stack, Gunnar Henderson has to be in every lineup anytime you have a Baltimore stack. He's just amazing. And people have been asking about stacks. For the most part, the correlation stack should be, your main stack should at least on FanDuel or DraftKings. It really doesn't matter at the moment. We're still gathering more data, but a main stack of 4, a secondary stack of 3, and then you've got that one batter, like for the one stack. Now, the one stack should be, most likely, should be a power hitter, ones that can hit home runs, such as Giancarlo Stanton, back-to-back games with home runs, had a big home run yesterday, a monster shot yesterday. Our Yankee stack absolutely dominated. We went through it yesterday. If you went with us, every single person in that lineup that we mentioned yesterday hit. Even Anthony Rizzo had a single and a sac fly. It worked out. We dominated. The only one that was, Judge was the only one that didn't do anything. He had a floor game, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, Orioles, if you're building that stack, Gunnar Henderson's 1. Just depending, Adley's probably 2. Ryan O'Hearn. You got Colton Cowser if you want a lefty bat. You've got Cedric Mullins, Anthony Santander would be your cheaper options in this lineup. So I'll have a little bit of exposure to Reynaldo. I probably won't have any exposure to Cole Irvin. I like both stacks. I think this could be a high-scoring game. I like the Brave stack just a little bit more, but don't sleep on this Orioles stack today either. We got the Tigers versus the Nats. We got Patrick Corbin versus Casey Mize. These are two pitchers that bottom of the list. Tournaments, you could throw them in there just because they're going to be so low owned. But Casey Mize, 4.73 ERA this year, has not faced Washington. Pitching at home has a 3.58 ERA, which is better than his 6.15 on the road. But he hasn't done much. He hasn't really had a good game except in a month almost. 19.7. Not enough. And then you've got Patrick Corbin, who comes in with a 6.15 ERA. Splitswise has not faced Detroit. Pitching on the road has a 6.08 ERA. He's had a couple of okay games. He had some strikeouts in those games. Tournament-wise, I'm okay, I guess. I'd rather just take the bats in this one. And I had a Washington stack yesterday, and we mentioned it in yesterday's video, and it did pretty well. The bats that I would use, C.J. Abrams, Joey Meneses. I would look at Trey Lipscomb a little bit. I would look at Lane Thomas, Jesse Winker a little bit if they're in there. Tigers bats against Patrick Corbin. Justin Henry Malloy I would look at. Matt Vierling, Riley Green, Winfield Perez. Depending on which catcher's in there, I think I do like Carson Kelly usually hits lefties well. So if Carson Kelly's in there, I don't mind him at all. Mark Canha also is an option, a cheaper option that we usually like to take against lefties. But I will have no exposure to either pitcher. I'd rather take the bats. Yankees at the Royals. Nestor Cortez versus Alec Marsh. Now, the Royals have not had a good series so far. That they're hitting well. They normally hit lefties well. And Nestor Cortez splits on the road versus home. Absolutely wild. If you've been with us, you know he has not faced Kansas City this year. His away ERA is 6.17 compared to 1.77 on the road. We see this against the Dodgers at home. He really didn't do much. 5.1 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, 2 home runs. I could see the Yankees dropping this game, or if their offense shows up, I could see this being a high-scoring game for both sides. You got Alec Marsh coming in, 6,600, 4.05 ERA. Has not played the Yankees this year. Overall in his career, 29 plate appearances, 333, so not much. I'm probably off of both pitchers. I'm looking at bats. And both sides. Yankees bats, Judge, Soto, Stanton. I would look at being a lefty. I could see Austin Wells being in this lineup catching today. The only ones I wouldn't use, honestly, I'm still off the Rizzo train right now. That's it. Like, I love this lineup outside of Rizzo. Other than that, like, if that's what I would look at. Everyone in this Yankees lineup I'm okay with, except for Rizzo. And then Kansas City bats, Bobby Witt Jr. Wouldn't be surprised to see him have a massive game today. Vinny Pasquantino's another one. Salvador Perez against a lefty, I'm all in on. Michael Garcia, I love against a lefty. You could look at Freddie Fermin a little bit. I don't know if I will. Garrett Hampson would be a very cheap bat here if he's in there. Nelson Velasquez is another one. So I'm very okay with a stack on both sides. I do give the advantage to the Yankees a little bit, but it just depends on which Nestor comes in. If Nestor Cortez, the road Nestor Cortez comes in, it could be a high-scoring game on both sides. So that's what I'm looking at. I don't want pitching in this one. And then the final game is the Pirates at the Cardinals. You got Mitch Keller versus Lance Lynn. Mitch Keller here, 8,000, 3.16 ERA, has not faced the Cardinals this year. In his career, 100 plate appearances, 225. His 3.16 ERA is okay. He's had some good games. We used him against Minnesota, his last game, 28.1. They did jump his price up 500. I'm okay with that. Then you got Lance Lynn coming in. We used him his last game. Didn't really do much. 4 earned runs, 6 Ks, but only 8.2. Been kind of a down-ish here. Pittsburgh, he has not faced this year. His career, 94 plate appearances, 239. So both pitchers have had success in their careers. I don't know if I'll be using them early here. Those might be... I'm going to be using... I mean, there's not a ton pitching that I like on this early slate outside of maybe Reynaldo Lopez. But again, Baltimore's a really good team. Lance Lynn for tournaments I'm okay with. Mitch Keller I'm very okay with. I'm probably off of Marsh. I'm probably off of Corbin. I'm probably off of Mize. So early, maybe Reynaldo Lopez and Mitch Keller are the only two that I like, which is crazy. But that's kind of my thought there. If you are using bats instead, O'Neal Cruz, Rowdy Tellez, you could look at Brian Reynolds, Brian Hayes, Andrew McCutcheon. I don't mind these guys. Jack Sawinski for tournaments, I'm okay with. Cardinals bats, Alec Burleson, Brendan Donovan, Nolan Gorman. Cheap option would be Matt Carpenter. I don't know if he'll be in there. Michael Ciani, I'm okay with. Mason Wynn, I don't mind. And then obviously Goldie and Arenado. We all know that they're the big names on there. If they hit, they hit. If they don't, you're paying up for no production. So I give the advantage a little bit to Mitch Keller. But again, anything can happen, especially on a 4-game slate. Then we got the Cubs of the Tampa Bay Rays. This game is in between, so it is not on either slate. So we're not going to cover it. The Cubs bullpen's been blowing it lately anyway. But yeah, so we'll move past that and we'll get into the main slate. So we're looking at the main slate right now. And with that, we got Aaron Nola versus Tanner Houck. Nola, 57 plate appearances, 250 batting average. Tanner Houck, 19 plate appearances, 167. We kind of see this. We had Christopher Sanchez yesterday. He was rolling early and then gave up some runs towards the end. And had a inflated ERA. Overall, obviously Nola. Houck's been pretty good if you look at this. Nola's been amazing too, 9,000. 2.7 ERA. Splits-wise, he has not faced Boston this year. Game logs coming off a couple of really good games against Milwaukee and St. Louis. Middle of the road at Colorado, but that's at Colorado. He still had 15.3. Had a huge game, complete game against the Mets at 42.9. So all of these numbers are great. And then you got Tanner Houck. Coming in, Houck is 8,800. He's right there. 1.91 ERA. He's been fantastic as well. Splits-wise, has not faced Philly this year. Home games, a 2.11 ERA. Coming off a really good game against the White Sox. This could be a pitcher's duel. I think people will be on Philly. Honestly, I'm not looking at the bats at the moment. I'm just looking at pitching. I like both of these guys, especially on a main slate. They're going to be expensive, but I like both of these guys. Bats-wise, if after simulations, we'll see if any of the bats jump out here. But, if you are looking at a bat, Kyle Schwarber in June is the best hitter that's ever played in June. He has the least amount of at-bats per home runs, was better than Babe Ruth, which is wild. That's a stat I saw a couple of days ago. I would give the advantage to the Philly bats if it gets to that, but both of these pitchers have been fantastic. So at the moment, I'm fading this game bats-wise. I will look at pitching. Marlins at the Mets. You've got Rodrigo Munoz versus Severino. Sevy's been great. As long as he stays healthy, like I've said, he's a stud pitcher when healthy. He just hasn't been healthy in the past few seasons with the Yankees. Signed with the Mets for 1 year. Maybe the Yankees bring him back next year. But he's got a great matchup here at Citi Field, which is a massive pitcher's park. So we look at this. Munoz, where's he at? There he is. 6,300. We have not used him this year. 5.59 ERA. Past 2 games have not been good. Had a good game versus Colorado. We actually did use him against Colorado, but that was the only game. We did not use him when he was 4,000, which we should have. But we look at this. He has not done well. The Mets, now they're not the best hitting team, and it's a pitcher's park, but 2 games on the road, a 7.45 ERA. So it's a little bit skewed. But if we look at the bats here, with the wind blowing out, and this being the highest game for home runs, obviously I would look at Brandon Nimmo. I would look at JD Martinez. I would look at Lindor. I would look at Pete Alonso. I do not mind a Met stack today. I'm not looking at the Marlins right now. I could be wrong, but I am not going to. And then Sevy comes in. He's 8,000, so he's in the middle. 3.25 ERA, splits-wise, has faced the Mets once, the Marlins once this year. Did not do well against them. 6.2 innings, 5 earned runs. 3 strikeouts. I think people will be off of him. I like this because it's at Citi Field. I'm assuming that was at Miami. I don't mind Sevy, especially at this price, and I don't mind the Mets as a stack. Then you got the Athletics at the Twins. You got Luis Medina versus Joe Ryan. We just saw what the Twins were able to do yesterday. I think they put up 17 runs yesterday. 17 runs. And I am okay with stacking them again. So we got Medina coming in. 5.23 ERA, splits-wise. Home games, he's been worse. Away, he's only had one. So he's only started twice. And that was against Toronto. Minnesota's a better hitting team than Toronto. He did well against Atlanta. But yeah, I would stack the... I would go Joe Ryan. He is expensive, but I would do him and stack the Twins in this one. Royce Lewis has been amazing so far. I would use him. I would look at Carlos Correa. He had 5 hits yesterday, his first 5-hit game. I would look at Buxton. I would look at Willie Castro, Jose Miranda, Max Kepler, Carlos Santana, everyone in this Twins lineup. I am stacking the Twins today. I might even make multiple different lineups with multiple different Twin stacks today. I just feel I love the Twins today. That's kind of where I'm going in this situation. So I'm going Joe Ryan. I'm going the Twins. Don't overthink it. I don't think Luis Medina is going to bring it. I don't think the Oakland Athletics are going to bring it either. Could I be wrong? I could. I'll let you know tomorrow if I'm wrong. But that's my thought in this game. Then you got the Angels at the Diamondbacks. You got Griffin Canning versus Brandon Pfaadt. Canning's down here at the bottom for a reason. 4.65 ERA. Has not faced Arizona this year. But away games, got a 5.06 ERA. I am stacking Arizona. And then Brandon Pfaadt coming in. 4.60 ERA, so it's a little bit higher. Has not faced the Angels this year. Pitching at home, he has been better because on the road it's 5.13. Not the best start against San Diego, but I would still use him. So I'm in on Brandon Pfaadt. I am in on the Arizona Diamondbacks bats over the Angels bats. And let's take a look at what we've got going. So I don't really want anything to do with the Angels. If you were to take them, it would be Logan O'Hoppe, Taylor Ward, Joe Adell, Willie Calhoun, but that's it for me. Arizona bats that I would look at: Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Christian Walker, Jock Peterson, Gabriel Moreno. You go cheaper, Jake McCarthy or Kevin Newman if they're in there. I don't know if they will be. Geraldo Perdomo would be a cheap shortstop option. I think he's like very cheap on both sites. So that's where I would go. I would definitely look at an Arizona stack. Arizona feels like another team where you could make multiple different stacks, just depending on where you want to go with that. So I don't mind that strategy either. Multiple different Arizona stacks here against Griffin Canning, and I'll take a little bit of Brandon Pfaadt. We've got the White Sox at the Mariners. You got Garrett Crochet versus Luis Castillo. Now, the Mariners do strike out a ton. Crochet, his name's been thrown out there for possibility of being traded. He's got some great stuff, especially 103 strikeouts. I don't mind either of these pitchers. 10 strikeouts against Boston, 11 against Baltimore, 8 against Milwaukee. Like, he's had some good games. Just, he doesn't get run support because the White Sox are bad. I could see this being a very low-scoring game. I could see both of these pitchers going off. Crochet, I do not mind him. Cash or tournament, I don't mind him. Luis Castillo, kind of the same thing. Has not faced the White Sox this year. Coming off not such a good game against the Royals. 5 earned runs there. But it's the White Sox. So I like both of these pitchers. I'm not really looking at the offenses here. I think both pitchers are great. FanDuel or DraftKings, doesn't matter. Cash or tournament, I'm okay with. If you want to go a little bit, I don't mind. I'm not looking at bats at the moment. Again, if simulations show me differently, I will. And the key word for today is we are going to go with Bills. Because if you guys were with us back in May, a month ago, when my wife had to go in the hospital for the weekend, we finally got the bill from the hospital. Thank God for insurance, but it is still a hefty price. So, that being said, keyword is Bills. So I'm looking at both of these pitchers, Crochet and Castillo. I don't mind them. I think both offenses right now, I think Crochet could have a 10-plus strikeout game here. It's going to be one of my prop bets, probably like Crochet 7-plus Ks. As long as he doesn't get hurt, God forbid, could have a good game because the Mariners love to strike out this year. Then the final game on the slate, you've got the Rangers at the Dodgers. It was supposed to be Yamamoto, and now it's Michael Grove. I wonder what happened. So if we look at this, now it's showing Yarbrough. Yeah. Okay, so Michael Grove must be opening, and then Yarbrough coming in, or whatever. Let's see why Yamamoto. Because last night when I looked at this, Yamamoto was the pitcher. Oh, okay. So he threw 106 pitches against the Yankees, so they're pushing him back 2 days. Whether or not that's going to mess with his, routine, I don't know. So if it's Yarbrough, lefty, if it's Michael Grove, let's see. Is Grove does he come in and just pitch like one inning? Is he an opener? Yeah, so Michael Grove might open, then Yarbrough comes in for the long relief. This is why I hate it. And then you've got, that's wild. And then you got Lorenzen coming in, 3.05 ERA. He's been pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Except for San Francisco didn't do well, 2.4. 4.1 innings, only gave up 2 earned runs, but only had 1 strikeout. 7 strikeouts against Miami, 4 against Minnesota. Splits-wise, on the road, he is a little bit better, but this is the Dodgers. I'm probably off of both pitchers in this late one and just looking at bats. And Corey Seager had a massive home run last night. I would look at Jonah Heim, Nate Lowe, Simeon, Robbie Grossman. It just depends on the lineup that comes out. I love this game as a stack for bats. It would be you build your lineups for the early games, and then you get this late night hammer, go to bed, wake up with a ton of money in your bank account. That would be the goal, obviously the end goal for everybody. That's where I would look at here. I'm not looking at pitching in this one. I want nothing to do with either pitcher. I want the offenses. And there you have it. There's the breakdown of all of the pitchers and bats on the slate. Now we are going to go over the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations, and then we will go over all of the bats that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating there. And you can find all of this information under the MLB tab. A lot of questions people have had. We've got projections, simulations, Vegas odds, batter splits, BVP, stolen base targets if you guys are into sports betting that way. We've got prop bets on top of that. We've got chalk. We've got it all. $10 for a week gets you a week of MLB, a week of NASCAR, a week of PGA, and a week of MMA. Check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So, that being said, we've number 1 batter for today, Aaron Judge. Number 2 is Juan Soto. 3 is Lindor. 4 is Brandon Nimmo. 5, Gunnar Henderson. 6, Jazz Chisholm. 7, Anthony Volpe. 8, Trevor Larnach. 9, Giancarlo Stanton. 10, Bryce Harper. 11, DJ Stewart. 12, Ryan Jeffers. 13, David Hamilton. 14, Bobby Witt Jr. 15, Alex Verdugo. 16, Ohtani. 17, CJ Abrams. 18, Pete Alonso. 19, Matt Vierling. And number 20, Max Kepler. And then if we look at all the batters that have a 10-plus rating here for today, Judge and Soto are number 1 and 2. 3 is Nimmo. 4 is Trevor Larnach. 5, Ryan Jeffers. 6, Matt Vierling. 7, Max Kepler. 8, Willie Castro. 9, Isaac Paredes. 10, Andy Ibanez. 11, Riley Green. 12, Jesse Winker. And 13 is Connor Joe. So those are your top 20 bats. Those are your top 13 bats with 10 out of 10 rating right now. Can change. When we update it, it will be under the MLB tab, and it will be updated under the simulation models. So that's what we've got in this video. If you loved it, let us know down below. If you want to see certain things in these videos, comment that down below or email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. We'll try to get you guys going and updating anything in these videos that you would like to see. Good luck on today's slate. Hopefully you did have success yesterday. If you did, let us know. Go to our Discord. The link is down below. The article is in the description as well. And don't forget, tomorrow we will have some discount codes for the website if you guys are feeling froggy. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck on this slate. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.